You are going to be making a color wheel that looks like this in your sketchbooks. Now, the reason that we want to make a color wheel is that I want you guys to start to understand how colors mix and blend together, and be thinking about, no matter what the medium that you're using, so let's say you're using pencil crayons, let's say you're using watercolor paint or acrylic paint or pastels or whatever it is that you're working with in art that has color in it, you can think about which colors mix together and which colors blend. So when you're thinking about layering and mixing colors, you always want to think about colors that are beside each other or next to each other, near each other on the color wheel for how they're going to mix. And so that's why I'm having you guys do a slow gradation of color change, so that you understand that red mixes with green, mixes with, blue, and they all can fade into each other. And so it's a good starting point for learning about mixing colors and learning how to layer those colors together. So in your sketchbooks, you're going to find something in your house that's something that's a large circle, something that's a small circle, and then you trace around that one. And then trace around a smaller object as well to create just that shape in your book. And then I have a sped up version of this coming for you guys, so you can see me actually making this one. And you want to think about getting those colors out and having them ready to go. You might want to line them up in the order that the color wheel goes. So you go red to orange to yellow to green to blue to purples, and then it cycles back again, the purple into red, right? You don't want to have any white or black in here, and you also don't want to have things like pinks or other colors that aren't actually a part of the color wheel. So you only want to have what's in the color wheel. So reds, purples, blues, greens, yellows, and oranges to be used. So here is some tips on how to be successful at this. So you can see as I'm starting out, I'm doing a nice light layer of the color. And then I'm overlapping, reworking, going over it again, and then slowly transitioning that other color in and on top of each other. So I'm going to work with this orange here a little bit and put it, sort of layer it over top of the yellow. Then I'm going to take the yellow again and I'm going to layer over top of that. And it's really a process of going back and forth and taking your time to layer those. It took me probably about half hour to 45 minutes, maybe just over half an hour to do this color wheel. And so you want to think about, spending about at least for sure that amount of time on it to be able to make sure that you can get those color transitions and mixing them. You don't want to have a harsh line from one color to the next. You want to make sure that it slowly fades into the other color. And to be able to do that well, you need to layer, and for it to sort of take a little bit of time. And that pencil crayon will get darker as you go along, and it'll just automatically, you'll just automatically start to, as you layer it, it'll get darker as you go. So you can see from watching this being made that the key to having really nice transitions from one color to the next and having sort of a seamless transition is to just keep layering and layering and reworking and going back and forth. So you don't just use one color and then go to the next one. You need to continue to keep going back and making those transitions as smooth as you can. So just to talk a little bit again about the purpose of us making a color wheel is that you want to think about always having layered colors and moving from one color to the next in the drawings that you create. And so whether that would be in a pencil crayon drawing, in a paint drawing, whatever you're using in art that has color, you always want to be mixing and blending those colors to create interest in your drawings, and it's a skill that you want to learn and start to learn to be improving on whatever you're making in art.